if I actually did. So why can I not? Comments. Why am I not seeing? Let me go to Facebook here and see if I'm showing up there. Yeah, it looks like I am. Let me just check something out here. It looks like I'm not. I am. Okay. Hey, good evening, Cliff. How are you? Nice to have you along with us. Lori, always a pleasure. I'm not seeing. Why is this? There we go. But I want to exit full screen. Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why? Huh. It's hump day. Did you see the video I posted? Let me see if I can bring it up over on this screen. Maybe that's, I got two screens here in front of me. And maybe that's what there we go. But now I can't see my comments. Yeah, I can. All right, we'll try it with this. Hello, Mike. Good evening. How are you? Robert, David, Johnny, always a pleasure. Jen, good evening. How are you? Nice to have you along with us on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. Yeah, it was a pretty cool video, wasn't it? In fact, I should be able to bring that up. Jim, yes, please do, Lori. I'd love to see those pictures of your Arkansas snow goose hunt. John, my friend, nice to have you with us again on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. My name is Mike Avery. Glad to have you along with us. Don, Stu checking in from the 45th parallel, which is north of where I am. John Callison. Ed, thanks. Where'd you go, Ed? There you are. Appreciate you joining us. Sam. Who is that? Yosemite Sam there. Pretty cool. Dan, good evening. A couple of things I want to talk about tonight. All is well, Tony. Appreciate that. Happy hump day. Let me see. Do I have that in my... Yes, I do. Let's do an export. File. Export to my desktop. Let's see if we can't bring this in because I think it's just so darn cool. Share video file. Movie. Is that it? No, that's not it. There it is. Boom. Let's share this.
What day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
You gotta love that, right? It is hump day, which means it is time for Wednesday Night Live. Chris checking in from Kentucky. Chris, what are you doing down in Kentucky? Eric, good evening. How are you? Brian, what did you say? Brian from Ontario. What are you doing in Ontario, Brian? Do you live up there? Dan's with us. He's a regular viewer. Central Coast Angling, always. Happy hump day indeed. Indeed. So what is going on? It was 40. You do live up there. You do live there. Excellent. Yeah, make sure it's the right movie. The other one would have been my promo of me sitting in a radio studio. So it's not, nothing bad. Headed to the Keys on vacation, buddy. Time to fish. Good for you, man. Good for you. Like you don't fish enough? You got to fish when you're on vacation too? Could you be any more hardcore? Bob Hines? Oh, yeah. I was mentioning the Trinity Monitor dinner. Let's see if I can. I'll pull that one up as well. Slides, QR code. Once again, this is the code. If you want to scan this on your phone, this is the code to take you to the Trinity Monitor online auction. I had kind of held off on that till we got some good outdoor related gifts on there. auction items. But now we've got, the upland bird hunt, the Detroit River walleye trip, the captain's class with GreatLakesCharterTraining.com. Lori, you're going to want to be involved in that. And a lot of good items, and they change daily. So scan that QR code right there, that QR code, and you can remove TikTok. There we go. There I am. Thanks for having me on the coveted Avery. See, you're confusing things, James. There is a coveted third segment in the third hour, and then there is the Ask Avery segment. Two distinctly different things, although to be featured in the Ask Avery segment is kind of a coveted thing. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, Lori, it's in fact, Lori, I had Captain John Littlefield is my first guest on the show this week. He's in the second and third segments of the first hour, and he talks about this process, although because your husband, Brian, went through it. Hey, Josh, good evening. How are you? Dave checking in from Calumet. Jim Felgenauer, a good friend of mine and a guy I have so very much respect for. He's a guy who doesn't just sit back and watch things happen. He's a guy who stands up, steps up, puts himself out there, and makes things happen. Ed says he's pulling a shanty Saturday afternoon. Is that because... No, it's not an easy class at all. Is that because... Hey, John. John, I think we got some talking to do. Hey, buddy. Where's the Jason Karstens? Hey, Jason. You're aware of some emails that have gone back and forth regarding a certain guy in the Sioux. I put in a good word for him on the show this week. In fact, I told him a lot of people were pulling for him and praying for him. Pulling shade. Edgar, is this because the ice is now unsafe, or you're part of the area where you have to pull them this time of year? Johnny says he's saving quarters for... Pat, this is an interesting question. I want to learn more about this. I want to have somebody on the radio show here in the next couple of weeks to talk more about this. Let me make myself a couple of notes. Coming up on the show here, I got Jimmy Gretzinger, Spearing, Jack Ford, somebody else. I'll remember. I'll figure out who they were. Family Day, long weekend in Ontario, ice fishing, shed hunting, watching hockey. Sounds like fun, Brian. Uh-oh. Dead skunk report from Jim Felgenauer. A dead skunk along the road in Fairhaven today. Another along I-94 in Port Huron. Can it be? Can it be? Can it be? Oh, no, that's Let It Go. Hey, Craig, how are you, buddy? Don saw a live skunk walking around. You need a private lake. Have to. Johnny, I'm not following you, buddy. I suspect you're having a private conversation with somebody, right? Can we talk about a couple things here? Let's talk about them. Let's talk about wolves. Let's talk about wolves and our Michigan State Attorney General. Now, I have no problem making these types of comments on a live stream like this on Wednesday Night Live. I did say the same thing on the radio show this week, and I have a feeling I may have crossed the line, and I expect that I will hear from some people about my comments. But here we go. I want you to remember these names: Defenders of Wildlife, Wild Earth Guardians, and Natural Resources Defense Fund. Those are the groups that filed suit in the California federal court to get wolves put back on the endangered species list. They are dangerous groups. Do not trust them. Here's another name that I think is dangerous, and I would encourage you to keep an eye on as well. It's Dana Nessel. Does that name ring a bell? Think U of M, MSU football game with somebody slumped over in the stands, passed out. Coming to you now, ding, ding, ding. Oh, that Dana Nessel. Okay, the state attorney general. she made a tweet. Let me find it here, and I can probably put this up too, as long as we're at it. Let me export this. Export one photo, JPEG to my desktop. Boom. Let me see if we can't bring this up as well. Your computer, upload file. I may have to just read this to you. No, I'm just going to have to read this to you because I wasn't prepared enough. This is from Dana Nessel, our state attorney general. She says, Michigan is proud to be home to approximately 700 gray wolves. These magnificent animals serve important roles in our Great Lakes ecosystem, and they show us that dedication to family is not unique to humans. I, Dana Nessel, refused to stand by idly when the federal government tried to use the Great Lakes Wolf Recovery success story to remove needed Endangered Species Act protections for gray wolves in other states. The court rightfully ruled in favor of nationwide wolf recovery, and I applaud this development. Can we think about this for a minute? This is our state attorney general, who probably should be worried about other things than wolves, right? I don't follow her on Twitter either, Ed, but I found it. I don't follow anybody on Twitter, but I found it. Yeah, the video's on YouTube. Okay, so let's think about this. Let me preface this. I am glad we have some wolves in Michigan. I think it's wonderful we have some top-tier predators. Magnificent. I just think we have too many, and I think we need to manage them in certain parts of the UP. But here's what really got me going. Her statement where she said, they show us that dedication to family is not unique to humans. How absolutely ignorant and asinine is that statement? Dana Nessel watched too many Walt Disney movies when she was a kid, because she is anthropomorphizing. You know what that is? Anthropomorphizing. Anthropomorphize. It means ascribing human traits to wild animals. Closing thoughts on this. And this is not my line. I'm stealing this. Elections have consequences. If you don't like things the way things are going, then remember these types of things next time you go to the polls. Okay? All right. What do we got here? Yeah, remember it at the polls. If you don't like it and you didn't vote, don't complain. And just get out there next time and vote. Here's an interesting question from Sean Hodges. He talks about social science now. Remember, we've had this discussion several times. Proposal G, and then the ballot initiative several years later that said all management decisions in Michigan are going to be based on sound scientific wildlife management practices. On science. What that has evolved into and what that has morphed into is the inclusion of social science as well. And I've had a talk with some pretty highly placed individuals in Lansing about this, and they admit, oh yeah, social science is now being considered. What they did say, though, was that they say it's only in cases where it has no negative biological impact, being that if the science proves that you can do something one way or another. You could either increase a limit or not increase a limit, decrease a limit, not decrease a limit, whatever, as an example, as an illustration. If the science, the biology proves that there's no potential impact one way or another, then the social science is being called into the equation as well. Josh says, we voted for science. Most didn't know that social part was. Josh, when we voted for it, the social part was not included. This is something that came along after the fact. Not enough sportsmen in office, and that's the problem. I agree, John. And here's why. Do you want to run for office? Do I want to run for office? Why would anybody want to be in one of these offices? Hey, Johnny, my phone went off, came back, but I'm going to be hanging out. Johnny, going to be hanging out with some great friends on March 5th. Johnny, are you coming down for our Trinity Monitor Wild Game dinner? Are you making that drive all the way from Seney? Dean makes an interesting point. Proposal G was supposed to be biology-based, not science-based. Thank you, Dean, for that. That's a very interesting observation and one that I had not picked up on. Thank you for that. Steve says, hey, Johnny, I need a contact number for you as I'd like to try and do a bear hunt this fall with you. Going to put in for the last hunt in Newberry. Well, Steve, you're going to be fighting me over baits that last hunt in Newberry because I'm going to be up there hunting with Johnny. I'm not going to ask Johnny to post his number here online. If you guys want to connect privately, that's fine. Or, Steve, just send me a private message, and Johnny has said it's okay if I pass along his phone number. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to being up there. Well said, Josh, Rob says. Question for the bear guys. When do bears gently wake up out of hibernation? It depends on the weather. Depends on the weather for the most part and the health of the bears. Scott says he's going to be there. Scott, are you going to bid on the African safari? Are you? People said, I don't know if I get anybody to bid. And I said, I think I got a buddy who's going to bid on that African safari. Is it you, Scott Gatza? Do you want to go hunting in Africa? Let's science. Sorry, I'm looking at my camera. I switched to my... Well, what African safari? Martin, where have you been? This African safari. Trophies Africa, donated by our friend Craig Plowman and his friend. Oh, I got a mental block on your friend there. Help me out, Craig. What is your buddy's name? And I can't read this print because it's too small. Ferdy. But this will be part of the live auction. We're going to do this as a live auction item. It's for 2 hunters, 5 animals. I don't know. Help me out, Craig. Johnny says when it starts melting and the dens start getting water in them, pushing them out. Again, my simplistic method, weather related. Do a wolf draw like they do for bear and elk and put it in the Pure Michigan Hunt too. Yeah, we'll see how that works. That's not going to work. Sorry, it's not going to work. Not going to work. Can I tell you who's on the show this week? By the way, have I told you what day it is? I will not be at the SCI dinner. I'm not doing a lot of stuff right now. I am talking at a church in Lapeer Saturday night. And that's about the only thing I have scheduled other than, of course, the Trinity Monitor Wild Game Dinner on March 5th. By the way, what day is it? Mike, what day is it? It's hump day. What church? I can tell you. Let me pull it up here. Give me just a second. I can tell you what church I'm at. AJ. I am going to be at Lapeer Community Church on North Lake Road. No, North Lake Pleasant Road in Attica. Oh, I thought it was Lapeer. It's actually Attica. It's going to be a pretty good drive for me. Would love to have you and your better half join us for the commemorative bucks. Yeah, I appreciate it, Martin, but I tell you right now, it's not going to happen. Appreciate the invitation, but it ain't going to happen. What am I talking about in Lapeer? The topic. I'm telling some hunting and fishing stories. I am answering questions, and I'm talking about when God smacked me upside the head and woke me up. I'm talking about when I learned that I needed to just give up and let God take control, and everything changed. That is the crux of my message. Can the winner of the boat tour on the Saginaw River, oh yeah, Ed, in fact, we can go fishing. We can troll. I've caught a lot of fish trolling the Saginaw River. Yes, Tony, the camel is my mascot. Yes, indeed. John will be at the Brenton USA booth, Lori. And John Cedar from Brenton Firearms. Oh, that's another one. Thank you, John. I got to get you guys on the show, too. I wasn't even aware that these guys existed. I mean, if there's a Michigan-based gun company, I think I should know about it, and I think I should talk to them. So we're going to make that happen. Gene said, you're an awesome speaker. Came to my church in Mount Pleasant, Cornerstone. I remember that, Gene. There we go. Scott Hand. Insurance rates are going to go through the roof now that folks that own interest in Remington caved. Remington did not settle. The insurance company did. This could be a whole hour of your show to explain it, sort it out. Could be. I don't know if I have the energy. Lori's going to be at the NRA booth. Not going to Fredbear Day. I told you, Stu. I got some things going on. I'm not going many places right now. NRA. Lori, I don't mean to besmirch the NRA because I think they're a great organization. But if they call me one more time asking for more money, I don't even give them money anymore. I quit giving NRA membership money when after I paid my dues and I even paid my daughter's dues and I made an additional donation to NRA and they came back and they browbeat me for more money. I said, that's it. I'm done. Do not come back to me. Lori, you can't block their number because they call from 100 different numbers, every different area code. So at that point, God bless the NRA. They've done a great job. Do not look to me for financial support. They call. Tim says they called and asked him to extend his life membership. That is the comment of the day right there. Yes, hello, this is the NRA, Mr. Gatson. We understand you have a lifetime membership. Would you be interested, sir, in extending that into a multiple lifetime membership? Nope. Oh, they have 4 levels after lifetime. They have a heavenly membership. So you can be a member on earth for your lifetime. Then you can have a purgatory membership. And then you can have a pearly gate membership. And then you can have a full-blown heaven membership. Exactly. Every time you give them a little bit, they ask for more. See, we got a lot of people on here I respect say they're done with the NRA due to excessive mail. And I get why they're doing it. But my point is, and in fact, I told this last guy, I said, if you wanted more money from me, then charge me more money for my membership. And I'll pay it up front. Don't tell me the membership is $50 or whatever it is, and then realize you need more money and keep coming back to me. If you needed more money, charge me what you need for my membership to do your job, and then don't bug me till the end of my membership. Ross said, wanted to say thanks to Michigan Brand for the awesome meat and cheese tray. And pretty soon, Ross, we'll start doing a ham for the holidays. Once Lent kicks off, we'll do a ham for the holidays. All righty, let me tell you who's on the Outdoor Magazine radio show this week. It is a business, Dan. It is a business. Captain John Littlefield is my first guest this week, and I brought John on for a couple of reasons. Number one, Captain Littlefield and Captain Mel Stackpool of Great Lakes Charter Training have donated a 9-day charter captain's class. This is the same class I took to get my captain's license with John Littlefield. Now, this is for any Great Lakes Charter Training class, anywhere in the state or beyond, because they have classes in Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Florida. There's no end date on it. There's no sunset clause. This is $1,000 class, and they guarantee you will pass the Coast Guard exam. They will give you the Coast Guard exam and guarantee you'll pass it. And if not, they'll give you your money back. Right? They got this old guy through it. It is, Josh. It is. It is. And that is one of them. That's one of them right there. That is up for the online auction using that QR code right there. Use that QR code to the online auction and bid on that. Anyway, that's why John Littlefield is on there with me. And then Ed Golder of the DNR. I say, Dad, what's next for the what is next for the DNR and wolves? Are you just going to sit back and wait and see what happens? He says, no, we're going to continue to do things in the background. So if this ever does get turned around, if the feds, the Fish and Wildlife Service, ever decide they can overturn the self-righteous and overly funded anti-hunting groups, then Michigan will be ready. Hour number 2, I love talking to this guy. One of the best, undisputed, in my mind, which makes it undisputed, one of the best extreme long-range shooters in the world. Paul Phillips joins me in hour number 2. I've shot a mile with Paul. They shoot 2 miles. They shot 4 miles. And now they're working on a 5-mile shoot. Then Karen Cleveland from the DNR talks about different jobs in the department. You don't have to be a game warden. This week's Ask Avery segment deals with stunted pike in inland lakes and how to deal with it. And in hour number 3, another one of my favorite guests. This was actually a very easy show to do today. I must have felt very lazy when I set this show up because all I did was ask a couple of questions and sit back. In hour number 3, Lance Valentine of Teachin' Fishin', teachinfishin.com. And of course, we wrap it all up with wild game chef extraordinaire Dave Miner. Okay, also in the online auction, and I'll bring it up again, also in this online auction, the Upland Bird Hunt from Lori and Brian Stroick, Wreck Broadheads, that charter captain's class I talked about, a Detroit River walleye fishing trip this spring for 2 anglers with Captain Mark Pananzak, a whitetail shoulder mount from Scott Keatsman of Linwood Taxidermy, a VersaSkins jacket and Blaze orange outer shell, a launch pass from Linwood Beach Marina. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And we are adding new items every day. Scan that QR code right there. It'll take you to the auction. And you have until 7 o'clock the evening of March 5th. And again, keep an eye on it because new items are being added, I think, on a daily basis. John says he paid a life membership to the North American Hunting Club, and every month I was getting something in the mail that I can keep and pay for it or send back on a prepaid postage. Well, that's actually pretty cool. Hey, there's Scott right there. Scott Keatsman says, I want a UP deer hunt. I need a UP buck on my wall. Scott. Yeah, you're going to be at the dinner that night. Scott, I know how you are going to get your UP deer hunt. And by the way, Scott, thank you for donating the whitetail shoulder mount. Scott, as part of the live auction that night, Johnny Bowler, the Bear Whisperer, is offering up a bear hunt if you have a tag for Newberry. If not, a whitetail hunt. See, Johnny says he'll set you up. He'll set you up. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Another day closer to turkey opener. Ain't that the truth? I love turkey hunting. Love it, love it, love it. Hey, Scott, when you get that big UP buck, who are you going to have mount it? Anybody in mind? I will bet this, though. I would put money on this, that it's going to take you, when you shoot that buck you want to put on the wall, I bet you it takes you 5 years to get it done because you're going to keep putting customers and clients' jobs ahead of yours. Right? Am I right? Tell me I'm wrong. It will be the first time today that I've been wrong. Well, other than bringing up on the air, on the radio show, busting our attorney general's chops. That may have gone too far. Let me ask you this. You're going to spend it to RJ. Let me ask you this, okay? Do you think, you've heard the radio show, do you think in that format that I try to keep as a pro hunting and fishing and trapping and shooting and conservation and wildlife issues and wild game cooking oriented show, and I try to stay away from politics as much as possible. However, when they affect hunting and fishing, sometimes they creep into the show. Was I off base for bringing this up on the radio show? Not here online. I know I can do it online. Was I off base for bringing it up on the radio show? And should I be ready for some hardcore criticism this weekend? What do you think? Josh says the rain makes him want to get the boat out. I hear you there. Scott says he's got his bear from 2017. Never enough time for his stuff. Rob says no. No what? I'm not off base. It was okay. Captain Todd says you're fine. Jim says no. I was not off base. Antis do it all the time. Yeah, but Brian, but it's my show. I don't want to. John said I don't think you were off base. Tim says, you're not out of line, but be ready. Not off base. Not off base at all, Matt says. Where'd you go, Matt? You should always be ready for hardcore criticism. You know that. I pretty much am, Ross. Nightcrawler alerts aren't far off. Where'd they go? When am I speaking to the NRC? It'll be, it's not right away. It'll be a few months. That's right. Haters going to hate. Where'd they go? Haters going to hate. Stick it up for hunters. Jim says, once in a while, you have to talk about politics. Just don't make it a habit. I can get your angst elsewhere. Amen to that, Jim, because I don't want to talk about politics. Wouldn't that be cool, Tim? Wouldn't that be cool if some up north TV station or some up north radio station somehow came across this and pulled audio from my comments? Or better yet, maybe I should just excerpt those comments and email them to her. Bobby says, I tell it like it is. I try, which means I tell it like I think it is. But I'm human and I'm flawed and I make mistakes. And sometimes I put my foot in my mouth. I just wonder if this is one of those cases. If so, I'm okay with it. I am willing to stand up and say, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have talked about it on the show. However, it is what I believe, and I think Michigan hunters and anglers should be aware of it. Yeah, I got big shoulders. Look at them. Look at those big shoulders. I got big shoulders. Sick Ted Nugent after him, or Nugent. Ted doesn't want to talk to me anymore. I tried to get Ted on the show last fall, and he did. I think I made his PR person mad in the fall of 2020 by not having somebody on the show that she wanted me to have on the show. And I think maybe I blackballed myself. I do believe him, James. Thanks for watching on YouTube, by the way. Detroit area rock stations would back you. UP would back me. Oh, no doubt about that. And I'm not looking to get backed. Again, my question was, did I go too far? And I'm feeling like I didn't, although, as many of you have said, be ready, because you never know. And one thing I did is after I was spouting off and bloviating like that, I made sure to give my email address several times. I said, if you think I'm off base or you think I should have kept my mouth shut, send me an email to mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com, which is what I'll tell you as well. If you have a topic, a comment, a question, a concern, a criticism, a story idea, a question for Ask Avery, send it to me, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. Yes, we should have Shemaine on. And I'd love to have Ted on, and I've made several requests, and Ted used to be on my show every year. Hey, the Nuge Man and I go back a ways. And sometime when I have time, I'll tell you my stories about working with him in the early days and how I actually co-hosted and produced and edited the very first outdoor TV show he ever did. In fact, I've still got a copy of it. Ooh, I should post that, shouldn't I? I should post that. He'll probably sue me. He'd be like, Avery, you don't have a right to use that. He probably would. He has no problem with me using the Ted and Fred video, though. I have his blessing for that. Oh, where was I? Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Just let me know what you think. Always, Jason. There will always be a problem with, and here's the thing. If some people like what I'm saying and some people don't like what I'm saying, I guess I can figure that I'm doing the right thing, right? Would love to hear about you and Ted's interactions. What do I have? Nothing within reach that I can show you, but I think I might be able to pull up a picture out of my photos here. If I can find it real quick. And this is probably not a good idea because it might take too long, but let me make these real small, and I might be able to scroll up and find one real quick that goes back to the early days of me and Ted. In fact, I'm wearing a University of Michigan t-shirt, U of M t-shirt, and we were gator hunting in the Florida Everglades. And I'm not trying to give you the wrong impression. It's not like, it's not like we were best buddies and had sleepovers or anything like that, as weird as that sounds. But we had a pretty good relationship. We worked together very closely, and I think we believed in a lot of the same things, obviously. We promoted a lot of the same things. He was just 100 million billion times more successful at it than I am. I'm not going to give this much longer, but there's a me and Morton F. Me and Morton F. I did a podcast with some guys the other day, Josh Mapes and Kevin Rott of Overdrive Outdoors. They said, who else besides Fred Bear did you enjoy interviewing? I said Morton F. And they said, who? Brent, I'll get to that in just a second. Let me see real quick here. Now it's like, okay, I'm gonna find this thing or not. All right, it's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna waste any more of your time. See, if I knew where these conversations were gonna go before we got started, I could have all this stuff in line. But I'll be honest with you, I have a little bit of an outline in my mind, and then I just move on. Where did you go, Brent? What site is the auction on? It is right there. Scan that QR code with your phone, or I posted the URL for the web page for the auction on the Facebook page. So you can just click on that. Good evening, Bear. Bear, man, I love that name. What a cool name. If I could change my name, I would name it to Bear Avery. Is it Morton F or is it Morton F? It is Mort Neff, M-O-R-T space N-E-F-V, N-E-F-F. It's Thursday night, time for Michigan Outdoors. And back then it was Michigan Outdoors. Now it's Michigan Out of Doors. How do you scan it, John? You just hold your phone up to it. Yeah, I'm going to bring it up one more time, John. Get your phone ready. Open your camera. Okay? Open your camera and point it at that QR code, and it'll take you automatically to the link. Okay? I'm going to leave it up there. Yeah, Cliff, you can watch a lot of them on YouTube. Okay, John, tell me when you got it. You too, Brent. He was not only... No, he doesn't have to have a scan app. You can do it with your phone, with your camera. You guys are very unsophisticated, man. I know how to do this stuff. I'm 63 years old, soon to be 64, and I know how to do this stuff. But I worked with Dan Fitzgerald. No, I did not. Hey, Dan's still here, I think, and so am I, so there's still time, right? Are you going to be there, John? I didn't know that. Wonderful. So here's the deal with Morton F. He was not only the first host. Morton F. is the guy who started outdoor television in Michigan, and he was one of the first outdoor producers ever in the country. He was more popular at a time than the governor of Michigan. They did a poll. What names do you recognize? And Morton F's name came in above the governor of Michigan at the time. Where'd you go, Lori? Lori says, looks like I'm going to have to text the link to a lot of guys. Or, people, don't waste Lori's time, okay? When we get done with this live feed, scroll down on my Facebook page, one post, and I posted the link there. And then all you computer illiterate people, take your mouse, put it over the highlighted link, and click on it, and it'll go whoop, and it'll open it up. No, I'm just having fun with you, right? That probably came across, here I go. Did I come across as too strong? Oh, well. Got it. Excellent. She had nothing to do with it. That's right. You couldn't plan for anything Thursday night when Morton F came on. Everybody went home to watch. Everybody. Ross says, hey. Oh, I think it looks like you have a flip phone. Yeah, a flip phone ain't going to work. I think we have an opening for one hunter in Ohio to hunt with us this fall with Bill Piles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters. Send me an email to Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com if you are interested. Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com, and tell me that you want to go whitetail hunting with us in Ohio. This is not a free trip. You got to pay for it. I'd have no maker's mark in this cup yet. I'll save the maker's mark for when the Attorney General sends the state police to my door. Jerry Chiapetta followed him. It was Morton F., and then it was Jerry Chiapetta, and then it was Fred Trost, and then it was Jimmy Gretzinger. And Bob Garner was in there too. He worked with Fred. Please explain. I used to watch all his videos. I really like his show. I haven't seen his stuff since. There's not a lot of his early stuff online. You can find a fair amount of Fred Trost's videos. I have a video. I'm going to bring it up real quick. Do you want me to bring it up real quick? I have a video with me and Fred. I'm sorry, Mort. And let me see if I can bring it up here real quick. Again, I don't want to waste your time, and I obviously I am wasting your time. No. It ain't gonna happen. I can't find it. Go to my YouTube channel, Mike Avery Outdoors on YouTube. Scroll down. You'll find a lot of pretty cool stuff. Some of it goes way back. And I'm going to start. Here. All right. Here's one.
Hi, I'm Morton F. I spent 25 years telling you my experience in your...
Stop, Mort. Okay. I'm going to... Okay. I can't do it. Can't do it. I apologize. All right. It's time to go. Time to call it a night. I made all these grandiose promises and couldn't come through with them. Let me just check something out here. It looks like I'm not. I am. And when I did that, I got behind here. Yeah, most of the shows were pitched. Yeah. My mentor, Pete Jonas, used to film for Morton F. Okay, I got everything all screwed up now. I can't even get out of my... I have company. Yeah, I can't even get out of my comments now. So what I'm going to do is try to end this, and I don't know if I'll be able to. Because, I can just go to street. Here we go. Boom. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll be able to. All right, my friends. Who's the autograph of on the News 5 hat in the background? News 5 Outdoors. My autograph. News 5 Outdoors with Mike Avery. Yeah, unplug it. There you go. Unplug it. No, I was looking at my Facebook feed instead of my StreamYard tab. Gene was his film guy too. He was. All right, my friends, it is time to call it a night. It is time to wander upstairs. It is time to put a generous shot of Maker's Mark in this overpriced Yeti. The only reason I have it is because it was given to me, and it's a 50th anniversary for my friends at Jay's Sporting Goods. Would I buy one? No. And that gets me in trouble too. Did you see this? Did you see that Schifrin skier on the Olympics the other night? And she couldn't make herself stop talking. And the more she talked, the more she got herself in trouble. And at one point she said, I'll just stop talking. And then she kept talking. That's where I am right now. But I am smart enough to stop talking. Have a good night, my friends. My email address, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. My website, mikeaveryoutdoors.com. Have a great night, my friends.